My reason of being here, I wasn't going to show you this interesting place, but you can just see it a little bit here. They have it secured, is to talk about Soulja Boy.
What type of person I'm in. All my fans know how I get down, nigga. I'll never do no shit like that, nigga. On God. Them folks scam me up in that courtroom, nigga. All them folks in there was old as hell, 60-year-old, 70-year-old white people, nigga. Where the young people at on the jury? Where the black people at? I had one black person on the jury. Them folks can't wait to fry my ass in that bitch.
We just got a $4 million judgment against him by his former, and I'm not using this term, this is what they said in court, or his blunt roller. So there was a woman that lived with him in multiple of his houses, and she was beaten. She claims grape and S-aid. Boy, the way you have to talk to
you got lint, like a big piece. Still, it was hanging out. You might want to recut it. Yeah, you had a big one like this.
That'll be all right. They can laugh at me.
Today, I stand before you deeply disappointed in the verdict delivered in my case. I firmly believe that the decision made in court was not based on facts or substantial evidence, but rather on factors that were outside of my control. The truth was overshadowed by the involvement of individuals such as the jury who were not present during the events in question.
Soulja Boy walked out of court and made that statement, which sounds like he was reading it off of ChatGPT.
They did the same shit with Jay-Z. They did the same shit with P. Diddy. They did the same shit with everybody, nigga. So all my haters, go get your laughs out the way. All my fans, I love y'all for sticking by my side. Let the lawyers do their thing.
All right, we're at 634 Stone Canyon Drive here in Bel Air. Now, unfortunately, it's roped off. I was going to go in, or not roped off, it's secured. This was Ibrahim bin Laden's house, the brother of Osama. It was on the market for $28 million for a few years, and they knocked it down to $21 million, and then they took it off the market. But we were going to have Sinister do some graffiti out here because they had made it into like a, well, not they, but people had come and done a lot of graffiti, prominent street artists, and etc. But this house and Soulja Boy, how's it connected? Well, the crazy culture of highly weird hangers-on. When I first arrived here in 2016-17, and I had a couple bucks and was hanging out, I thought, okay, I'm gonna network, and you know, you meet different kind of people, and you know, Bitcoin was popping. I was making money on Bitcoin, and immediately all the first wave of people I met were like Soulja Boy's blunt roller. They were like these worthless, kind of semi-cool, I guess, cool enough to be hanging out, if that makes you cool, like at clubs and going around kind of where the celebrities are, but people that just really aren't shit. They come from all over America to come here, like, you know, you're the second handsomest guy in your high school of 1500 in the bad part of Long Island, so you come here and think you're gonna be a big deal, or you're a bad bitch and you come here and you end up mailing weed and then whoring yourself, and then you move to Las Vegas and then you're just never heard from again. So this girl met him and was living with him. They were having sex. Of course, he had other girlfriends. Her evidence was all these. She would text Soulja Boy's manager, Miami Mike, with pictures of her bruised up. The jury didn't deliberate that long. She asked for $70 million. They gave her $4 million. Soulja Boy has had to pay out several other, like $400,000 judgment, I know, against, I think it was the girl that was on, did he have a Love and Hip Hop?
Take the money, man.
My, cause it's bigger than yours, bitch.
And then a third woman. So he's violent towards women. He's always having those outbursts, ranting into the phone. A pretty obnoxious, strange guy.
Oh, like Soulja from the hood.
Get off me, though. Get off me, though.
What's happening, bro? What you want?
Hold on.
Tag say cheese, tag no jumper. I'm taking everything from y'all niggas. Y'all niggas cannot put my name in y'all mouth.
Soulja Boy is, in one sense, like a guiding light of entrepreneurship in the hip hop world. I mean, he was just a kid in Mississippi, and he saw the future, and he did his songs and put them on MySpace. And you know, some of you probably don't even know what MySpace is. MySpace was before Facebook, and he got himself popular. And now in LA, he hasn't put out a popular song in years, but he manages to keep himself in the news cycle, and he's famous enough that he probably gets some residuals, and he can probably do a show here and there, pick up 10,000, do a club walkthrough somewhere. I mean, he's definitely famous. So he's been smart about keeping himself famous, but he's getting famous for all the wrong things now. He's known somebody for having a lot of parties at his house. He smoked a guy. Did he kill him, Sinister, or he just shot him? Some guys broke into his house, and did he kill the guy, or he at least shot him? And I think the survivors went on Vlad and got interviewed. One thing to be interviewed by, my best friend got smoked by Soulja Boy because we were trying to steal his chain.
That's your best life story.
That's the high point of your life, yeah. Me and Sinister were trying to steal some copper so we could get drugs, and we got shot by a celebrity. So LA is full of all these hangers-on that get jobs like blunt roller. People will come out here and be willing to and if you have a big house, like I had a 2-story apartment for a while, always, not only by my choice, and it was the people I had staying over there are fine, but it's so expensive in LA, and there's people trying to do this and that, and they need somewhere to stay. It's a lot of people with nice clothes sleeping in their car. They may even have a nice car, though the hustle out here is to have an old Mercedes. Because the weather, there's no cold weather or salt like in the Midwest and East Coast. The cars don't really corrode. So someone will have a Mercedes, so you kind of think like, okay, they're doing all right, but you can get a Mercedes that looks nice, that has 130,000 miles on it for $3,500 and have nowhere to live, and just keep that bitch washed, and then you shoplift like an expensive clothing item, like one Louis Vuitton sweater or something that you wear all the time, and you pair it with like some bootleg jeans that you get at the Santee Alley that look just like the real thing. So you seem like someone that has a couple bucks. But I'm gonna tell you the funniest LA fakester story I had. So when I was first got here and was going out in nightlife and stuff, I meet these 2 guys. How did I meet them? Was he driving a fancy car? Or I was just talking to him? But so they were they were older than they looked, but they were youngish black guys, but they were real tall, and they were acting like athletes. So somehow I started talking to them, and then we got cool. So I would meet up, and we're going to this club this night, and I would be standing with them, and one of them we called 7 because he was 7 feet tall. I would be with the 2 of them, and we could just go to the front, and they'd just be like, I play for the Denver Nuggets, and they would just let us in. So that was good for me. But then after a while, we would look their names up, and we're like, these guys not only were never in the NBA, they weren't in the D League, they didn't play college ball, and the ATM machine was always broken. We'd go half on a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, can you cover me
car
now?
Doesn't work right now.
That's right. And my car doesn't work right now. Now he did that a couple times. He always did give me the money, but nonetheless, with people like that, see, that's also an advanced part of the scam where, okay, I get 200 from you once, 300, and I give it back to you, and you think, okay, he's just a wheeler dealer. He really has money, but he just does lose his credit card a lot. And then you hit me for a couple thousand. Sometimes you don't. So I already knew that game. So, so these guys would literally go to the front of the line and just be like, I play for the Denver Nuggets, and we'd just get let in. Sometimes you get free section, free bottle. Or no, we didn't get a free bottle. Who I got a free bottle with, we stole it. I was with my street friends. And we went into, what the hell club was it? It was it Le Jardin? We just went in, punked the security. This was like one of the popping clubs at the time. Went and took a section, like they were selling for $2,500. We just posted up at it. Refused to move. My one boy, shout out to Hard Cali, went behind the counter, took a fifth of vodka. My boy J. Joker, RIP, went into the kitchen and got a cranberry and an orange juice and brought it out. And we had our own bottle service, and no one ever came and did anything. So, kind of lax out here. So, back to Soulja Boy. So, the $70 million could have been awarded if she had proven that he had kidnapped her, because that was part of the allegations of false imprisonment. But of course, she moved around with him from place to place. Now, interestingly, Soulja Boy's lawyer tried to make her seem like she was lying. He didn't really have much to work with, because the main thing he tried to make her seem like he was lying, he said, oh, Soulja was paying her, she said Soulja paid her $500 a week, which means she's lying, because in the rap industry, standard pay for assistants and blunt rollers is $0. You just get free room and board. So there's all these people that are living, like, that's the thing you do here. If you're like a celebrity, you like have all these people and you don't really pay them. They live with you. And so they get room and board, they get to ride, maybe they get to take your fancy car out. Maybe you buy them outfits so they look good at the club with you. But it's very much like, it's, for those that are into it, it's pretty sick. It's like it's like a pimp and hoe thing, sort of. Like, see, there's a trick and a pimp are very similar to the same person, if you think about it. And so that's how, like, someone like a Diddy, so this Soulja Boy situation with that girl, you can see how something like that would morph into what these Diddy allegations are. So it starts off, I'm the rich guy, I'm the celebrity, and okay, you're these girls, and now you're living with me, or you're with me all the time. I'm not giving you any money, but you're living a great life, doing drugs, having sex. And so, okay, I'm sort of like a trick, but I got you though. And this is what pimps do to lure girls in a LA type setting. They have you somewhere nice, you're living good, and then you just get moved into, well, you know, and then the type of guys they might start them off having NCX with. A lot of the tricks here might be a professional athlete, or just a young guy that just has money, or an okay guy. So it's not that, yeah, girl, she's a freak anyways, a little drugs, a guy that's okay looking, sure, they'll have sex with them, just stay in the mansion, and that's a turn on for them anyways. You're riding around in a Bentley, and, you know, go upstairs and suck his dick, whatever. So you can see how that world of hangers-on, look what happened to Pop Smoke. He was in a house that was known, it had so many parties, so many bullshit hanger-on type parties, and so many people had been there, because there's this whole world of girls. Every hood rat here has been to, every bitch in LA that hangs out has been to Chris Brown's house. Swear to God. Don't mean they had sex with them, but they have been invited back to a party at Chris Brown's house. Every broad in LA. If you're not into degrading others or being degraded, you will quickly not really want to be a part of that world. Like, it's fun to have a little entourage for a little while, but it's just gonna be something you do. You probably had, when you were getting money, did you have an entourage? A little bit
Here and there,
depending
on where you're going.
Talking to Prime Minister Sinister Monopoly.
In Atlanta, I had a security quite a bit.
Like this artificial family or something that you're kind of paying or treating, you know, because you also, who wants to be by themselves? You come to LA, you're a celebrity, you're Soulja Boy or whoever, me, whatever. You're not from here, so it's not like we have all these people we grew up with in your extended family. You don't want to just sit in some big mansion or even in your apartment or whatever just by yourself. And all the normal people, all the decent good people, they got a job or they're in school or they're married at home with their family. They're not, you know, trying to be at your house at Tuesday afternoon to keep you from being lonely. So there's all these people just floating around that you can meet and they'll just live with you. So Soulja Boy let one of those float arounds live with them. He liked beating on her. I'm sure she had the type of personality that, like, if a woman lets you beat her up and she stays around, what does that tell you? So she's either, she does stuff that kind of, I don't want to say deserves it, but like that precipitates it, let's just say. So it's kind of like she feels like, well, maybe I was partially in the wrong. And if getting beat up sometimes or having sex when you don't want to sometimes is the price to pay to be able to live in a mansion in LA and be part of the lifestyle where you're going to clubs and parties and meeting this one, and basically you get to sit around an expensive house and be high all day. They'll do anything, they don't care. That's how all of this stuff happens. That's why there's Diddy party goers. It's a city full of people that would love. Listen, when you're in LA and you say something about some disturbing, fucked up shit, it's a whole bunch of people's eyes perk up like, where's that at? I can go somewhere and get degraded, but they'll let me be in a mansion? What's the address? Like, there's a lot of people with that because they don't have anything else to offer. They're gonna have to go back home to Topeka, wherever they blew in from, because they don't really have, like, people come here talking about they're an actor or actress, but you didn't go to drama school. You didn't play Shakespeare in the 12th grade. Like, you're not, you know, why would you get put in a movie? Then you get mad when Harvey Weinstein rubs his genitals against your head. Well, what did you think was going to happen?
Where did the story just go?
I'm just giving the LA. Sinister wants to know where the story went. Did I get off topic?
Yeah, I was talking about Harvey Weinstein.
It's not off topic. It's about Soulja Boy is a cautionary tale about these palace what did they call them in medieval Europe? The
Greek slave?
Palace. Oh, well, the Greek slave is a different concept. I'm the Greek slave. Greek slave concept is in the Roman Empire. Of course, there was slavery. So when Rome conquered Greece, there was a bunch of Greek slaves. But the Greeks, that's where Western philosophy comes from, the Romans, even though they conquered the Greeks, thought of the Greeks as kind of superior to them culturally, not militarily, obviously. So it was a highest mark of distinction if your family could afford to buy a Greek slave to be your children's teacher and tutor. So a person that you own is beneath you on the social hierarchy, a slave, you know, is smarter than you or more educated, cultured, and refined, so you have them trained. So just because, so merely by having a financial advantage over you or a physical advantage where they can make you a slave or they can buy you, an inferior person can have a superior person beholden to them. Just because you're smart or look better or you got a talent doesn't mean you could translate that into power or money. So that's what a Greek slave is. I was various people's Greek slave before I hit it big. I had to be entertaining and I would be taken out for free lunches.
You hit it big?
I stayed on a few futons in my day. Not in LA though. Strictly Detroit futons. Do you think, what do you think, Sinister? Do you think rich people and powerful people are weirder than regular people, or because they have more money and power, it's simply amplified?
I think it's pretty much, it is definitely amplified, whether that's like they are, but I guess it's individual, right? But I think it's kind of when you even refer to, you know, money can't buy like style or good clothes, and sometimes like some of these rich people, they're just outlandish on the thoughts, you know, and what they do.
Outlandish on the thoughts. And
I'm the sexiest nigga in the world, nigga. I'm that nigga that made Pretty Boy swag, nigga.
Will never stop me. They did it to Michael Jackson. They did it to P. Diddy. They did it to R. Kelly. They did it to Bill Cosby. They did it to all the black. They did it to everybody. God damn it. On nothing. Now I said, no! That's what they want. They don't want you to go live. They don't want you to talk like this directly to the people. That.
I'm just letting y'all know what's going on, so if anything happen to me, y'all can pull this live back up.
For them! You want your skin looking beautiful, smooth, and nice like me? Then go get your Soulja Boy face moisturizer.
yeah, I don't know where this story went. I just wanted to tell you about some crazy LA stories. I thought we were going to get Bin Laden's goddamn brother's house. These white folks,
So how did
and
these
what
guys-
roped it off.
Real quick, how did these guys get their money?
He's Bin Laden. Oh, you don't know about the Bin Laden family?
No, I do, but I forget how.
Oh
they
no,
got
the
money.
father, who had 56 kids, so Bin Laden and his brother were two of
Wow.
56, might have been 56 sons actually. His father, so after World War II is when the huge contracts came in. They formed Saudi Aramco. That's when the oil industry really picked up.
Okay.
And the father was the primary contractor for the Saudi government. So he was building all the roads, the airports, the ports. So big billionaire, like multi-billionaire. Bin Laden family still wanted to rich. I mean, they don't even, those Saudi families, you don't even know what their wealth is because it's so many different family members have it. But the Bin Laden family, so rich.
This is nothing to them.
Yeah, this is, they took
like
it
a
off
drop
the
in the
market.
bucket.
It doesn't even, he hasn't been here since 2001.
And it's not in like foreclosure or nothing?
It's not mortgaged. I don't get mortgages.
Oh, it's paid for?
Yeah, they were trying to sell it for 28 and they couldn't get any takers, so they put it to 21 and still no takers, and they just took it off the market. Because they're gonna bulldoze, if someone buys it, they'll bulldoze it. But
Right.
I don't know. So Soulja Boy has to pay $4 million. There's lots of blunt rollers in LA. So if you want to come here and get some lost souls who will do anything for a futon and a nice apartment, get yourself a nice apartment, a couple big futons, and you too can have your own Diddy parties. Al Prophet American Dope.
And you can sit at the VIP table?